Well, welcome to my podcast for this week. It is technically my birthday as I release this one. So happy 50th to me. Yay! And I'm here in Thailand. Now, I am filming this a few days before just so that I can share it because actually on my birthday, we're heading to the PP Islands for an incredible experience. I'll bring that podcast to you later in the future. But really what I wanted to bring to you was a little sense of paradise. Here we are in the resort pool. We're staying at Sunsuri up in Phuket. Well, it's down in Phuket. And we've already had a couple of days here experiencing incredible fun. We've been at the Andamanda water park. And then yesterday, because we're technically on day 3 now, yesterday we had an adventure pack day. We actually packed in going on a zip line, and then what did we do next? Elephant feeding and bathing, and then we went ATV riding through the jungle, and then water rafting. And the water rafting one, I'll bring an extra experience to that because there's a big learning and lesson in there. There was an incident that almost happened. Well, it did happen, but it could have ended up pretty bad. But I've got some learnings and lessons I want to share with you on a separate podcast around that one. But we're here, we're safe, we're having fun, we've got some stories to tell and some adventures to talk about for a lifetime. And we've only just been here for a few days. We've got another 4 or 5 days before we head back to Australia. But as I said, as I'm releasing this on my birthday, which is Tuesday, the 22nd of July, and my 50th. Now, I wanted to share this one because this next 50 years, I want to bring attitude to this experience. Like, what's life about really? And I think it's really about attitude. And we talk about mindset, but I think it's more than mindset. Attitude really involves the energy of alignment. Deciding first that you are going to create your life on your terms instead of being dictated by other people's opinions, directions, agendas, their beliefs and what's possible, not possible, their projections that come with that, and so much more. Attitude really overrides all of that. Now, it's not easy. It is simple when it's stated, but it's not necessarily easy. And I'll give you an example because, like I said, yesterday we had a near incident with the water rafting where we were pressured in the upsell while in the craft at the end of the 5 kilometre mark to go further, positive pressure with everybody else, and the guides were pushing pretty hard. The tour guide was pushing hard. Like I said, I'll go into more detail around this later. And I ended up saying yes, even though my instinct, my gut screamed no. This was a lesson in intuition and boundaries, and also following your own destiny instead of getting caught up in the groupthink. Again, I'll go deeper into this later. But I wanted to share this with you a little bit because your own life, when you let other people's agenda, their thoughts, their groupthink dictate your decisions because you might feel a little uncomfortable in saying no, you end up wearing that discomfort and the consequences because, while other people are very happy to share and push their preference and sell you on the idea so that it really ends up in a win for their favour, for example, the tour guides, they make more money. The other people in the boat, the other person in the boat, I felt a little obligated because I knew he wanted to go further and he was convincing me that it was safe and fine. And but so were the guides. And again, my lesson out of this, and I'm going to go further into this later, but my lesson out of this is being really consistent about saying no, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it does let other people down, because no one else will take responsibility when it doesn't turn out the way that it should or expected. So you've got to be responsible for your life in every manner, in every decision. And if you want to have a lifestyle of design to live your life joyfully, meaningfully, with fulfillment, your dreams, then you need to make some decisions that are going to make other people uncomfortable. And my first 50 years, I have been going through this same lesson over and over and over again of trusting my intuition, of having and implementing and holding firm, healthy boundaries, making sure that others aren't going to dictate my dreams and my steps to my destiny, but it's me that I'm doing it. And I want to share that with you because my next 50 years, I'm taking all that wisdom forward. And I'm going to have the best 50 years yet in my life. Now, my first 50 years have been incredible. I've travelled Wow, that was pretty spectacular. I don't know if you caught that on the camera, but the swallow came straight past me. But the first 50 years, I've travelled 58 countries, 7 continents. I retired from my career as a paramedic at 32, financially free, independent. I've travelled, I've invested in myself over, I keep saying $500,000, but that was in that first 4 years when I travelled the world. But it's been closer to the $1 million mark now, where I've invested in upskilling myself in healing modalities, in business modalities, marketing, just rebuilding my life. I believe that if you want the 5 key assets that are going to be really important to build your life and have a good attitude around it, is first of all, developing your knowledge base, and then your skills base, having your network, building out your network of people, making sure that you build a really good quality reputation so that you're not compromising on your decisions or your values or your integrity ever. Because anytime you make a compromise, you're slipping down the slippery slope, you're out of alignment. But when you are integral with your word and your actions, that then affects your network. It affects then also the 5th element, which is your resources, which includes money. And you can rebuild your life and be in alignment to do that no matter whatever happens, because I've done it 3 times now after 2 divorces. And then also after 2019, when I made a decision in 2012 to financially help my family, my parents, it was a decision that at the time I thought I was being loyal and helpful. It wasn't a fit for my property profile, but I wanted to help them. But that eventually bit me pretty hard. It created a whole flip in my finances. It wasn't a smart move. Even in family, you still have to have everything accounted for, and I didn't. I had too much trust in that space, and it didn't turn out very well. But I've rebuilt, and I've got a lifestyle again where I made sacrifices in the early years, and a lot of people aren't willing to have those sacrifices to have their dreams. They're willing to sacrifice the dream for intimate and immediate gratification. But if you're willing to get clear on what you want, have a plan in place, be flexible with that plan, and it's your plan, not someone else's plan, but also by finding ways to create meaning and joy and fulfillment in your everyday actions, in the progress along the way. And I promise you that as you get there, when you get to a space where you have that freedom emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, it makes a world of difference for you. And everybody will say, gee, you're lucky. No, you made it there because you were intentional with every step along the way. And so that's the attitude that I want to bring to these next 50 years and show you and share with you even more of the adventures as they roll out again. So, there was, before I had my son, I did lots of global adventures. Like I said, 7 continents, 58 countries, some of them multiple times. My son he's only 8 years old. He's already been overseas 3 times, a couple of times as a baby. I used to run soul sister retreats in Bali back in 2017 and 2019. And in the future, I'll be running some of those again from some pretty awesome destinations, more adventures with the Global Butterfly and Masterminds. But I want to teach him more because I believe traveling is a great education. Now, as I come closer to this, because I want to wrap it up, keep this pretty short, but I just wanted to share with you, this is a really important moment. I want to say thank you for every single one of you who have been in the community along the way. You've been on these adventures with me, some of you for 15 years or more, and some of you are new, and welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe on the YouTube channel and you hit the like and leave a comment down below what some of your favourite adventures you've ever had, or maybe you have some dreams that you have that you want to be able to go and travel, you want the freedom, you want to be able to work on your terms. And a little note on that one too, in order to have a 10-hour work week or really enjoy the laptop lifestyle, there is a period of time that you got to put in the work, the hard work, to set up the systems, to set up the network, the reputation, to get your skills in place, to have the knowledge. And that never stops, by the way. That's always a continuous journey. But the first goal is to buy your time back. Once you get that, then it becomes a glorious space of freedom to create even more value for your community, as well as for your own life, and to be able to share your own wisdom, your insights, your skills, because we all have them. It's just a matter of figuring out how do you package your value and share it with the group of a community of your own, an audience who is willing to pay you for it. And for me, one of the best things that I do is I take people through a whole awakening process. Those who are already seeking, they've genuinely invested tens of thousands of dollars already in training, healing, even trying to work out their businesses. Some people aren't into the business yet. They're still working on the healing component. I believe in awaken, heal, and then manifest. But my free entry program is called the 5-Day Soul Goal Mapping Challenge. And this is where I take you through clearing the energy blocks, identifying the levels of consciousness that you need to operate from in order to be able to design a life aligned with your soul, and then show you how to create your own joyful map with meeting your future self, connecting with that version of you, identity shifting, and then also having that joyful goal blueprint, and then working out the first action steps to activate and the momentum to have to keep going in alignment with joy, ease, and fun. That is free, but there is a VIP option for those of you that are really keen to invest in yourself, to get a taste test of what it's like to work with me in my deeper programs. And it's a very small investment. It's only $47 US. And it includes a lot in the bundle to be able to go through the 5 days with extra access to me, live contact in the groups, and taking you through that process in a more tailored, bespoke way. But if you're not in a position yet, or you're not really that invested yet in your destiny and designing your life, living your dreams, but you want to join, then there's a free option too. So there'll be a wait list down below. We are opening it up again at the time of filming this. There'll be another challenge in early September. So, but be on the wait list, because there will be immediate access to some goodies now once you enroll in the wait list, and you're able to be able to be notified and not miss out on that one. But at the end of that challenge, if the experience resonates with you and really you're like, yeah, this is for me. Katie gets me. She's, the mentor for me. We have a deep dive 6-week group coaching program that I open up 3 times a year. And on the back of the Soul Goal Mapping Challenge, you get the invitation to join us in the Awakened Soul program. And like I said, it's 6 weeks, deep dive facilitation, and it's an incredible experience. So it parallels the journey of emotional mastery, connecting with your intuition and really trusting it again, and also a map on how to design your life and live your dreams in alignment with your soul. So attitude. I started this whole video on about attitude. The greater your attitude, the greater the altitude. So really, the higher you fly with a better attitude in life. And I just want to encourage you. Don't let go of your dreams. It's never too late. Whatever you've done in the past is useful to bring forward into your future. And maybe there's some emotional baggage that you need to leave behind. I know I have, and I know I will. I've already decided ancestral burdens, done. Not dealing with it anymore. Toxic people, done. Not dealing with them anymore. I don't have space for it in my life. I'm too busy creating, and I'm not letting people leech my energy or my resources ever again in any way. So I want to encourage you as well to make sure that you've got clarity about what you're wanting to create, put some healthy boundaries in place, and be willing to hold those boundaries firm, and take the action steps on a day-to-day basis, celebrating every little step. And for some of you, that beginning of that journey is the emotional aspect, celebrating the fact that you made it through the day. Your goals were to have a shower. I know that when I was an early single mum, having a shower was my biggest goal in the first few years, right? Because, building a business and having a shower and getting some free time, that's challenging. So remember, there's seasons and phases in life. So wherever you're at, don't judge your place right now against anyone else's highlight reel, let alone your own highlight reels in your life. Just check the phase that you're in. Anyway, I could go on and on and on for this one, but I want to just give you a taste test. But tuning into the term attitude, make sure you got that set, and you commit to being aligned with a good attitude for your life, that no matter what, you'll figure it out, that no matter what, your dreams will come true. But you have to take the action to be aligned with it and take action steps each day. You can't sit on the couch wishing one day, because one day never comes. Neither does someday. There's only today. Lots of love, light, and manifesting miracles, magic, and more. See you on the next episode. Bye for now.